Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage. We are working on the Forgotten Hot Rod project. For anybody that hasn't been paying attention, we're raffling this thing off. So we're going to be giving it away, doing a small little raffle in end of May for this car. So everybody's been asking to buy it. We're just going to give a fair chance to get this car, and you might get it for really cheap. So we've been working on trying to button up all the stupid little stuff on this thing that needs to be done, and stuff like wiring and getting the lights working. And Justin's been helping me get all that stuff kind of done in the background. And as I promised you guys, we're going to be doing quick little updates on what we have going, some stuff we got working, small victories, etc., etc. So today what we're working on, we're going to show you some of the updates at the end, but what we're working on is getting the front end of this thing raised up. When I built this thing and we put it together for the first time, I took too many leaves out. Basically after the spring settled, because we got a new reverse size spring from Old Yankee, and of course that thing settled over time, and now the front wishbones are like sitting on the frame rail, and it's like stupid low. It has like 0 turning radius, so you guys can see this thing is hammered. So it's like almost tucking rim in the front, which looks really kick-ass, but is just a little too much, and we want to get it up. I really don't want to have to split the wishbone on this thing if I don't have to, so we're going to try raising it a little bit. As you can see in the rear is quite a bit higher, so what we're going to try and do is get the tire gap to be probably about the same or maybe a tiny bit lower in the front if possible, and that should give us a little bit more turning radius, and also is going to make the car a little more drivable for whoever wins the car. If it's somebody that hasn't driven a slam car before, it'll make it a little easier for them. So what I've been working on in the background, take that down and box it up, put it back. Before we started the video was I worked on getting this piece of box tubing, and I drilled a big hole in the bottom for the square nut to fit in. To locate, and then I welded a little stud in the top, and then I boxed it all in. So this will be our spacer, so we can put this on top and it'll locate just like the spring would, and it's something that we can easily take out if we want to drop it down and split the wishbone. Someone can remove that. So we're going to pull the front end apart and try and get this in and see how it sits with the riser in it. Go ahead. Good? Yeah, seems fine. Yeah. There we go. That'll at least hold it from falling out. Hopefully.
We gotta get you a pole jacker too.
I was at an auction the other day that had one, and I didn't feel like standing around waiting for it, so I left. I was happy to buy the flathead speed equipment that was laying around, but the actual thing that I needed, I didn't stick around for. I wonder if I should put a second ratchet strap on.
You can if you'd like.
Oh, it's loose now, right?
Yeah.
Alright. They're handy for lots of things. It's so nice having these little risers for the lift.
Yeah.
Slowly getting legit.
Only took you what, a year and a half?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what. Alright, so we want to go...
Let me go till both tires touch the ground.
Okay. That's good.
Okay.
So now I'll let the strap up and we'll go up. Alright. See if I can lay under here. And let's see. Alright, go ahead and hold on. That's perfect, actually.
Really?
Yeah, that was it. Alright, so we're going to put this little jobber in here. I have a big hole cut to go on over the square. Just fits over the square hole, or square bolt, rather. Bolt head, and then this will actually fit up in and sit right there in the hole. So the hardest part's gonna be, so we gotta get this to seat first, like that. And then we'll go back up and try and get this to sit in. Power of the lift, we can go up and down, but I should be able to wiggle this and get it to do what it needs to do. So we'll,
you can throw the strap around it too if you want. That way you don't pinch your fingers.
I think we'll be okay. I just, no, I just gotta wiggle it.
Kinda push it.
Yeah, I gotta push it because of the spring being out of the thing.
Okay.
But we should be all right.
There you go.
Let's see if I can do this without pinching my fingers. Go ahead, down a little bit. All right, hold on.
Okay.
Don't go down anymore.
Nope, my hand's off of it.
Got my finger in this. Felt like it.
Yeah, it looked like it fell in.
Go ahead and go down a little more. Yep, that's in. Go ahead. Go down all the way. Let's see what it looks like. Still sitting low, that's for sure.
That's off the arm.
Oh, God. Got dirty that way. That still looks.
It's pretty low still.
Hell yeah. All right, so we got everything all tightened up now, and we're going to drop it down and see how everything sits. We had to put it back in the air to do some adjustments here. We had to make some little custom turnbuckles for the U-bolts, because you can't take the U-bolts out when you have a Y-block in. So let's see how this thing's going to sit. Creak, creak. Still slammed in the rear. Man, that thing still sits real nice in the front. Cool. All right, so we're gonna roll it back just to get a good shot of it. Took way longer than expected, so you gotta see what this thing looks like from the side. That's pretty good. Step back. So we got the car rolled out, and it looks really much better. It doesn't look as airbagged anymore, even though it was sitting really nice. I thought it was a little too low in the front. So the front sits really well, but the rear, I think it's just a hair lower in the rear, so we may need to raise the rear up just a little bit to give it that kind of nose down stance. And it only has maybe like 5 gallons of gas in it, so when we put a full tank of gas in and everything else, it's going to probably settle in the rear some more. So we'll probably have to just inch, maybe like half an inch or an inch in the rear. So I'm going to grab a jack, and we're going to try and jack the rear up just to see if we can get that height, get it to sit how we want. I got this awesome new Eastwood jack that is freaking amazing, but it's got this like quick rise thing on it that is like out of this world. Super cool, especially if you're lazy like me. So this is going to make things easier these days. Let's see. Go ahead. A little more. A little more. Let's try that. It's getting there. If I was being picky, I think it needs to go up a hair more. It's close to level now. Let me go a little more.
Yeah, that's better.
You need like almost a little more drastic to kind of...
You know what though? It lowered the front.
That's okay, yeah. That's doing kind of what we want.
Yeah.
Because we have suspension travel, and we're lowering the front because of the rake, but we don't have the wishbone sitting on the frame anymore. So let me try a little bit more, see if it's too much.
Maybe not when you put gas in it and stuff. Because you can see the tread on the tire now in the back.
Yeah. So somewhere in there, that's like a good drivable height. Like, I feel like that's a lot more.
Yeah.
And now, the tire probably clears the fender a little better. Like, before you could only turn that, not
Yeah.
even that far. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, now we can turn like
It
almost.
might rub still when you pull in somewhere or whatever, but
Yeah, but before we could only get
you wouldn't even be able to pull in somewhere
Yeah.
before.
like an 18-point turn. So that was the move.
Yeah.
It's more drivable. It actually looks a little more period correct. It's not as slammed. That still sits real nice.
Yeah, it's
just
cool.
Not as slammed, but I think it'll look cool. So if we put probably a small spacer in the rear, it'll get it where you need it. All right, so Justin's been working on the lights. He's going to give us a demo of all the lights. Finally, he's been buttoning everything up. So we got headlights. We got the amber marker lights on. What we ended up having to do is we got some bulb, like 1157 style bulb holders for the front and back, because basically these used a style of bulb that was really hard to find at a normal auto parts store for the way the pin arrangement was. So we swapped it over in the front and the rear. So now you can just get 1157s. We put ambers in the front so that it's running lights. And I'm gonna walk around the back quick, and then we got these. We found a lens to replace the one that Mike broke. So we got that in, and we got 1157s in the back. So we got, do the left turn signal. Yeah, so we got a left turn signal working. We got,
High beams.
hold on one sec. We got the license plate working, and then Justin got, it's hard to see in here, but way down in there, there's a foot switch, so old school style. Keeping it all with the high beam switch, so yeah. So all old stuff. This is all the switches and stuff that were in the car when we found it. We just had to clean them and take them apart, de-pin them and some stuff and put them together, but looks really cool that we got all the 39 front end back on this thing, and it's not that kind of cobbled together sealed beam conversion or 40 stuff that was on it. Sorry, 40 guys. But yeah, so we got some lights, got all that stuff going, and the car is coming right along. We got it sitting how we want, so pretty much now we just have to work on getting the getting that rear spacer in, but honestly, that's something we can do a little further down the road. The next things to do are get the brakes adjusted up. I have them loose just so we could roll it around. We're gonna adjust the brakes up so they have enough drag in them. Just to put the brake light switch in and wired it in, but because the brakes aren't tightened down, we're not getting enough pressure to make the brakes light switch activate, so that'll get that all working. Now that the front end is fixed and we have some suspension travel, we can actually drive the thing around. So we're gonna get all the coolant in it and bled, they get the coolant system bled, make sure nothing leaks. We got the oil gauge all hooked up now for the oil pressure gauge, all that stuff. So we are really close to taking this on its maiden voyage. Waiting on some glass from, I think, Bob's Glass in Oregon or Washington, and we can get some glass in it. So we're shooting for like early December to start maybe taking this thing around some sketchy round-the-block drives. So it's gonna be really fun. We'll take you guys along for a ride. But that's a quick update on the 39 Forgotten Hot Rod. Don't forget, end of May, we're gonna be raffling this thing off, 25 bucks a ticket. We're gonna probably do the raffle for 2 or 3 weeks, just because we had some requests from people that wanted to mail in their entries instead of doing PayPal, so we got to leave it open a little longer, but we're going to leave it open for a short period of time. Somebody's going to win it. It's going to be yours. It's going to be awesome. We're just going to drive it around, beat the crap out of it a little bit. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Catch you later.